Real Talk Sports. Woo! Woo! Real Talk Sports, pod 13, baby. We are in week number 6 of the NFL. And before I continue, let me introduce the players. We have shuffled our lineup for the postseason. And
it's a new season.
To my right, our disgruntled New York analyst, all the way from Puerto Rico, paper still smoking. Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Fernandez.
Michigan guys, man. Hey, listen. We're going to talk Mike Tannenbaum today. If you're a Jet fan, hold on to your girlfriend.
Damn.
If they're not doing that already, it's a problem.
Next up, you hearing these brothers, they like 2 bullets in a barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Cool.
Dr. Cool.
Vicente Fernandez.
Hello world, it's Vinny, aka V-Kid, here to give you the real talk.
I'm a sex machine.
Hey man, it's been a big week in sports, man. You got the postseason, you got the NFL, you got basketball coming soon. I love this time of the year. This is when all the sports come at the same time. It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
But there's no hockey.
Okay.
I need my Rangers.
Okay. You can watch the Texas Rangers.
Shout out to the New York Rangers, man. When we get back in, man, we're going to take it.
Do you think there's going to be this long of a lockout?
They're coming back in January. They're coming back in January.
Do people care enough?
They care. Once they come back, they'll care. They'll be there. They'll never lose their core.
NBC probably wants that money.
A lot of people want that.
Everybody wants that money.
Hell, the fisheries that sell all them squids to get thrown on the ice, they need that money. Shit, you know. What you mean, man? It's the industry, man. We're going to go right into it. NFL. Week number 5 in the books. We had some very interesting games. We're going to go through the slate. You know, stop me if you feel good. The Arizona Cardinals take a take an L. Edit that. To the STL Rams. 17-3. I wasn't too surprised. That didn't shock me. The New York Football Giants started out real slow, but they beat the Cleveland Browns 41-21, 27.
Victor Cruz, huge game.
Three touchdowns.
Dude looks. He wasn't even that many yards at first. You know, he caught 2. He only had like 61 yards or something.
Right.
So he's worth it, huh?
I mean, he's looking real good.
That salsa, getting that salsa down packed, baby. I heard from some authentic ones that his salsa wasn't too tight. They was like, nah, man. But
yeah, it could use some work.
It could use some
I think
work.
my daughter could teach him something.
Okay.
Aliyah could teach him something.
Okay. Aliyah she can salsa.
Oh, yeah, she's taught.
Vinny, you look like you can you salsa?
When I was 6.
Next up, the Battle of Pennsylvania. The Pittsburgh Steelers over the Philadelphia Eagles, 16-14.
Pittsburgh grinded it out. Mendenhall came back. Big Ben looked good. Michael Vick, 2 lost fumbles. This fumbling is becoming a problem for Mr. Michael.
Yeah, they got 12 turnovers in the first 4 games.
I mean, how can you win when you don't have the ball?
Right.
I mean, their defense is, I think, solid, but that offense coughs off the ball. They're not using LaShawn McCoy like they should.
Come on, baby. Next up on the slate, my Atlanta Falcons did work to them Washington Redskins, 24-17.
Very fortunate that RG3.
Very lucky.
Very fortunate. Very lucky.
That game looked. It was
that RG3 was ready to change.
It could have went either way.
Did you hear it? Do you notice how every other game is like 1 or 2 lines? Sentences.
Oh, no. I think all the wins that the Falcons had up to now have been pure blowouts, or they've outplayed other teams.
They've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat. And I think right now they're good enough where they should be able to sweep the division. 6-0.
But I think the Redskins showed some.
No, it was a good game. It was a good game. But RG3 got that welcome to the NFL hit.
Oh yeah, man, it was
clean. I love watching.
RG3 needs to. He has to learn, man.
Those 2 yards.
Get out of bounds. Throw it away.
Because you kind of felt it coming. It's like, is he dancing a little bit? Wait a minute, wait. Pow! Like, nah, yep. And he tried to get up. He tried to be tough about it.
And I couldn't see the number. It was a blur and stuff. And they were like, "Oh,
it was that boy Sean Witherspoon."
It's Sean Witherspoon.
Boom.
And as soon as I said, okay. Then they slowed it down.
Yeah.
And then the blur like came into focus.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, 56.
He closes.
That explains a lot of things.
He closes extremely fast
Yeah.
when he goes for that tackle.
Extremely great closing speed, man.
Appreciate y'all, Missouri. Shout out. Next up on the slate, we're gonna keep it
Appreciate
moving.
Mike Nolan for freaking,
Opening that can.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to Mike Nolan and Dirk Coder, but that's later on in the show. Baltimore was in a stinker. They beat Kansas City 9-6.
Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
How many people watch this?
Kansas City literally outplayed the Ravens.
And they still lost.
Why do you think they lost?
Turnovers.
Their quarterback.
Isn't that Castle? Castle got hurt. They started
Their quarterback, but that's probably a good thing he got hurt.
Yeah, but it just felt like they were playing well. The defense was playing well. They just couldn't score when they needed to.
Castle, if I were you, I wouldn't take another snap this season. I would politic myself to get on somebody else's roster, get like a 4-year contract for a backup, do what you're good at.
I don't know what the Chiefs should do. We all know they're going to have a very high draft pick this year.
Go hide in Miami.
Don't take Geno Smith. I want him for the Jets.
Oh, God.
Keeping it riding. The New England Patriots beat up on the Denver Broncos 31-21. This is a good game.
Oh, man.
Both quarterbacks look good. It was a battle. Hall of Famers.
I don't like
I see your face, Lou, but it was a good game.
I don't know. It doesn't,
It was a good game.
It doesn't resound with me like it does for other people, but
I think it was just because,
it's not Elway Montana for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've seen a lot of
yeah,
shit.
you got a little bit more experience.
That's not fair. You can't just throw that at us.
I'm just saying. It's just that's why I guess I'm a little jaded about it because it's like
I think it'll be appreciated more down the line.
Well, I just thought that the game was it was a
I'm not downplaying it.
Well played game.
Yeah. What was the difference in the game?
I think it was the offense of the Patriots.
Yeah, horses. The Patriots had 2 more stallions than the Broncos. See, that's what it was. It was very close. But I think in the end, Tom Brady just had better weapons. A and B, he knew them better. Peyton is still he's looking good, but he's still figuring everybody out.
Yeah.
The one thing I saw from that game was that the amount of weapons he has. He has Gronk. He has Welker, Brandon Lloyd, Deion Branch,
That backfield.
Stephen Ridley, Brandon Bolden, and then Shane Vereen, who isn't half bad.
That backfield.
Aaron Hernandez.
But Aaron Hernandez is hurt.
He's hurt.
Seen
I'm
him.
saying when he's
When
healthy.
he's here, yeah.
Like this team is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like they lead the league in offense.
I never considered the Patriots a running team, but they have implemented.
Yeah.
Stephen Ridley, 2 straight 100-yard games. Shout out Stephen Ridley.
And Brandon Bolden had one last week.
Yeah, we had one to get before you.
Wow.
Oops, sorry.
Finally, the New Orleans Saints get their first win. 31-24 over the San Diego Chargers. Big game for them. Drew Brees breaks Johnny U's record. 48 straight games with a touchdown pass.
It looked like that whole game was set up to make the Saints look good.
Yeah. You know how much money both teams made
Sean
off of
Payton
that?
in the booth. Everybody.
I have a question.
I think Phillip Rivers' check still got smoke on it. He didn't even...
But I mean, I have a question about this record before we move on because I have strong feelings about Johnny Unitas, and what he did.
Right.
It's like because I really feel like, man, I don't even want to say watered down because it's like what he's done is very impressive. I mean, to do it for almost 50 times, 50 games is forever in the NFL in a career, and to do 48 straight games with a touchdown is astounding. But when I think back at that Unitas, that NFL that he played in, it was a running league. Nobody threw the ball. And this guy still threw like 48 straight. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like somebody running for 2,000 yards in this NFL.
Well, they said
it's extraordinary because of the type of, the type of league it is now.
Well, they said it was one of those records that, would probably never be broken. Kind of like Joe DiMaggio's record, Will Chamberlain's 100 points.
But nobody foresaw this offensive explosion over the last 10 years.
Right.
The last decade has been like kaboom since Brady and Manning and McNabb and the rest of them have come into the league. It's been like boom.
Yeah.
Booyah. There you have it.
I'm sorry.
So Lou's a little bit on the fence. I can respect that though, Because it is a different NFL.
Yeah.
It is a different NFL.
Yeah, it's a throwing league. So it's like it's. I mean, you actually have a wide receiver who retired with like 1,600 catches. Jerry Rice, could he have done that in the 40s?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't have had that many targets. They wouldn't have targeted him that much.
I was surprised that nobody else was closer. You know what I mean? I was surprised it took this long because of the fact that we have had an offensive explosion.
But you don't have a consistency at receiver.
Yeah, that's true.
They stay on the team for 4 years. They move to an offense, disappear for a year or two, go somewhere else, get re-energized. You know, nobody's consistent like they used to be. Well, yeah, man. We're going to keep it moving. Get out of that slate from last week. The Miami Dolphins, in surprising fashion, went out to Cincinnati and took one. Man, 17-13.
I'm upset. I like Cincinnati, man. I was going to jump on the bandwagon. I was halfway in the door.
Hey, man,
in the back
Cincinnati,
seat.
they did not play well on the defensive side of the ball. Miami came up much bigger.
Tannehill looked decent.
Tannehill did his
He
thing.
looked like an NFL quarterback. I was surprised.
Tannehill's turning out to be accurate, too.
And he making me eat my words.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's not going to do anything this season. Him, Christian Ponder, Blaine Gabbert. I've been right about Blaine Gabbert, but Ponder and Tannehill, I can admit I've been wrong. They played well. So we're going to keep it moving. Another shocker. This is my shocker right here. Indianapolis Colts win one at home for old Chuck Pagano. 30-27 against the Green Bay Packers.
It was an emotional game for those guys. You know, they had this little part with the cancer, whatever. I just thought that Andrew Luck and Reggie Wayne played phenomenal. 212 yards and a touchdown for Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne looks like the Reggie Wayne of old. The one
Chuck Strong.
You know, the one who was on Madden 2003. He's rated 99. You know what I'm saying?
He was out there with Marvin?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So do you think he has Reggie Wayne in his fantasy team?
Dun, dun, dun. Right. But yeah, I was very happy for the Colts. It looked like a huge win for them. Andrew Luck and all, I say, yeah, my rookie season, I beat Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
Now, how do the Packers feel, man? Their season's unfolding before their
got
eyes.
it's sometimes some soul searching.
Yeah.
It's time for some sitting in your locker after practice and just like, why do I play football?
Well, I think they felt a little sorry for themselves after that Seattle game. After they had that game taken from them, they felt a little sorry for themselves. And in the NFL, you better get over it real fast.
But they squeaked it out against the Saints. I thought that would have jump started them a little bit.
Well, it was a close game, though. It was a very
close game.
Yeah.
Man.
But that defense, man, they gave up so many points. I mean,
the
Colts went on a run and they just took over the lead and they stayed with it.
Yeah. Now we got a couple of blowouts. Chicago Bears went out to Jacksonville and pretty much took a vacation. They beat the Jaguars.
Man,
41-3.
The thing is, I was watching the game and it was close at first. You know, the 3-3 score.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looked like a grind out, and then the bottle opened. You know,
it was like the old Chicago Bears
opened.
versus the new Chicago Bears. It's like the old Bears was like, let's grind it out, and then somebody tapped him on the shoulder like, yo, it's not the 80s no more.
Right.
Like, oh,
Brandon
sweetness,
Marshall,
hit the bench.
Brandon Marshall,
Yeah.
Jay Cutler, all these, they went retarded. I mean, there was nobody on that Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
Jacksonville just looks like an
that could
expansion
stop Brandon
team.
Marshall.
I feel like Jacksonville should just scrap their uniforms and come up with a whole new logo for them.
They going to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles Jaguars.
No. They're gonna change their name. They're gonna change their name too.
What's their name?
I like the Jaguars.
I don't like the
I
Jaguars.
do, but I think their uniforms.
How about the
could use it.
California Jaguars?
the Los Angeles Stars.
The Cali.
Can they beat Cali though with Diego?
Nah, but they
and
said they're
everything?
building a new venue in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're probably in for another team because that's too big of a market not to have a football team. That's nuts. Like you got the Lakers,
You got the Dodgers.
you got the Dodgers,
The Angels.
you got the Angels, and it's like football. You got the
San Diego Chargers.
Well, you have
Oakland Raiders.
You have USC.
And you have
And
UCLA.
San
UCLA.
Francisco
UCLA.
49ers. So I got to drive out to Frisco.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
As a big
Or down to San Diego.
And you got USC, so you could be handpicking good talent. Hey, kid, we're gonna draft you 6th round, okay? Just need you to get past these fucking tests. Take this brown bag and never tell anybody what you've seen in it.
But it's gonna
Why
happen.
does it have to be like criminal? He has to break it down.
Something's gonna happen with the Jaguars, man, because they can't stay in Jacksonville. They don't have a fan base at all. I've yet to meet the Jacksonville.
What if their owner Khan takes them to his home country?
Well, he take them to
Be
Iran.
the first international team.
I said Iran. Let me stop.
International team. Can you imagine the nightmare trying to get, especially if you have storms and stuff, because you're playing in the winter. So trying to get from the U.S. to wherever in Europe.
They would have to have a home base here in the U.S., like in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Like somewhere random.
Yeah.
And so, like,
the London Mustangs play it.
Yeah.
Either have an island up there on the Atlantic Coast.
Right. Build them something. He got the money.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. Hey, man, you looking for a GM? You looking for a coach? You looking for a coordinator? Because I know y'all need all that in Jacksonville. Hit me up.
Man,
Scott Baker, truth be told, I'm out here. Scott Baker, Real Talk Sports. Scott Baker, Facebook. Scott, however you want to do it. But I digress. Let me keep it going. Another blowout. San Francisco 49ers relaxed at home, ate some In-N-Out burger, and beat the Buffalo Bills 45-3.
San Francisco, the fact that they've scored this amount of points, these differential of points in 2
Alex
games,
Smith,
3 touchdowns. I did not see it. I mean, I saw the win against the Bills. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but you did have a Bills team who did lose to the Jets. So, they're not better than the Jets.
If you're Buffalo, are you trying to get your money back from Mario Williams? Like, yo, I'm going to need half of that about it.
I mean, Mario Williams, man, I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to need half about you, Chief.
I don't know what's going on on that defense. I mean, I thought it would be better. It looked good last year. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just hits the shit. It's the shit he's deep. I don't know. I think they need to get somebody at cornerback because that Gilmore guy. Nah.
He got to get stripes. He'll be better next season. When you got a whole season, off season, just look at yourself getting burned.
He lost. I mean, but
he is. They probably throwing a lot at him.
Louis has a T-shirt that reminded me of this game. It said, to paraphrase, I don't think it says exactly this, but it has the same idea. I have the dick, so I make the decision. So I call the shots. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
And that's what that game was to me. Like the 49ers just saying, I have the dick, you bend over, and I call the shots.
No, Lou. Put that away.
Is it PG on this?
No. This is Real Talk Sports. Then.
This is Real Talk.
If you want PG, turn on your TV, watch ESPN.
Oh yeah, man. ABC Family's got some nice movies coming up.
Disney Channel.
So next up on the slate, which was another barn burner, the Seattle Seahawks go out to Carolina and get another one. Cam, that armor is looking kind of chinked right now.
Whoa, I think
Superman's armor looking a little dented.
I just think that Seattle, first of all, they're winning these close games.
Their
man.
defense.
Yeah, they're
that
really
defense is Chicago Bears-esque.
And
probably a better secondary.
Oh, yeah, I think so, man. Those guys are big and strong, and they can run with you. Cam Newton looking like Hello Kitty.
He's having it rough, and I hate it. That they jump on people so hard after a few games because they're already comparing him to Vince Young.
Yeah, they
like, damn it, is he that bad already?
But Vince Young and Cam Newton, these are 2 totally different.
Absolutely. I mean, Vince got some mental problems now. That's why he's not playing.
Yeah,
the team taking on his psychiatrist plus practice plus his agent.
You went a little bit local.
I don't think Cam's down there, but I mean, damn.
Well, Cam Newton just needs to. First off, I think he's a good player. He doesn't show a lot of the leadership abilities you'll see in the Aaron Rodgers and stuff. I've yet to see him do that. I've yet to see him take the reins in the game and will the team to a win. And I think that's the next step for him.
He's the guy get comfortable in his own skin.
He doesn't have a lot of help. So
I mean, he has Steve Smith, he has D'Angelo Williams, he has Greg Olsen.
I love the fact that he wants to win and that he has a burning desire to win. I love that. But don't let it eat you alive. You know what you can do. You've done it. So and at this level, now people have had an opportunity to look at the film and to study him more and stuff. But who does he have? Who are the starting wide receivers for Jackson?
Brandon LaFell,
Steve Smith, Brandon LaFell, Greg Olsen. He has D'Angelo Williams. He has Jonathan Stewart.
And none of them are playing well.
Shockey too, right?
None of them
I don't think they have Shockey anymore. I think he's still free. Shockey.
Oh, he's still free.
Are any of them playing at any kind of a Pro Bowl level?
Well, Greg Olsen has been playing very well in particular. I like Greg Olsen.
I mean, Steve Smith is always going to be a dope.
Steve Smith is the speed.
And how is his line? How is Cam Newton's line treating?
He just lost his starting tackle.
There you go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He
so that's a,
but it doesn't.
The guy who guaranteed the Super Bowl, he got hurt.
But I mean, the team that
what a prediction. I just want to throw that in there.
Was it Caleb?
Khalil,
yeah, Ryan Khalil.
Yeah, the guy
That's a
predicted.
center too. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, he took out the ad and Perry. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, my whole thing with the Panthers is
Carolina General.
Carolina, that's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of the spicy water.
That's spicy water.
Fuck yeah, Uncle Scott taking his medicine.
We digressed. Y'all didn't want to say anything else about that game, probably?
Nah, man.
Good. Okay. I don't want to say
That's about it.
another ass kicking. The Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota 30. The Tennessee Titans 7.
Who didn't see this coming?
Minnesota's for real.
I won't say they're for real because of this game.
No, not because of this game, but they've been pretty consistent the last 3 weeks.
Well, I think this next coming week, we'll see something. I think they'll come back.
I can't wait till they play the Lions.
Yeah, how much division stuff have they
They're actually playing the Lions this week.
How are they in the division so far?
And I think they've only had one division game, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, so they have all the rest of them.
That division of North, they haven't played each other.
Okay.
It's like kind of like how the
That's
South.
when they're going to start beating up on each other pretty soon.
And the last game from last week, oh man, I really wanted to win this game. I really picked this one good. Fuck. Right there. Houston Texans edge out the New York Jets 23-17. I mean, I tasted it.
Told you so. Told you so.
I tasted it.
Told you so.
I seen Mark Sanchez drop back at the end of the game. I was like, yes, here it comes. Here it comes. No, JJ Watt move.
JJ Watt. He showed an extremely impressive display.
He's the best defensive player in the NFL right now.
If he didn't get
now.
all the colors and shades of vagina he wanted that night, it was a crime.
But I mean, the Jets played a better game than I thought they would have played.
They played with some heart. They definitely
played like they
heart.
actually cared.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm not gonna be a hater. All right,
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I show appreciation.
I'm not gonna be a hater, but I'm gonna hate. When things are going wrong, I'm gonna hate.
But I'm saying, when things are going wrong,
I'm about to make you a drink, get you drunk.
Please.
Stick you on yourself.
Here you go.
Listen,
Stick you on yourself.
the Jets had a very good chance of winning this game. They did a lot of things right. One thing they couldn't do was stop Arian Foster, though, and that's a huge problem. That if we want to be,
Well, you know what? Let's stay there. Let's go into the Jets. Let's dig into it.
Yeah.
So we're done with that slate for the week. Let's talk about the Jets.
Well, I'm saying, my dad has a beef with Mike Tannenbaum. He thinks it's a whole thing of player personnel. And personnel.
I would agree he hasn't done the best job. I would give him a C minus.
I'd give him a D minus, a F.
D minus.
Plus.
Y'all have had some players in there that supplement.
Well, like I said off air, like I've been saying off air. Right now, as a unit, I only see one player, maybe two now, on the Jets that deserve Pro Bowl consideration. That's been Darrelle Revis for the way he played before, but he's out of the picture now. So now I have nobody. Maybe Antonio Cromartie, because he stepped up big last night. On Monday night.
Cromartie, he's the number one. He was the number one in San Diego. So.
Oh, he proved it. Like, people had some questions, but he proved it.
Kyle Wilson is still on the bubble.
But there's nobody else on this Jets team that's,
What about Mango?
I mean, Mango's been playing well, but our running game hasn't looked good, and our passing game protection hasn't looked good. So how can I put a guy who's on that type of line in the Pro Bowl when he hasn't produced?
Yeah, he's been banged up too.
He had an ankle injury in the game. He got caught up in the.
What about Brick?
The Brickershaw's not playing up to it either. He's not. He's been doing very disappointing. He's been very disappointing.
I don't like how Brick's been playing, but he's picked it up lately compared to, what he was looking like a few weeks ago. If you'd asked me that a few weeks ago, I would have said, man, we need to draft a left tackle.
So tell me, I got a question for the Jets.
Question.
What's the advantage? What's the game plan for next week?
Game plan?
Because y'all got something to build off of.
Well,
y'all played well. Y'all were within 6 points.
Right. Which means
what's the game? Who do y'all play this upcoming?
We're playing a team
lost anyway.
Listen, up next week, the Jets are gonna play the Colts, who just came off that big win against the Packers, like we mentioned.
Oh, that's perfect.
Andrew Luck, rookie quarterback,
who's gonna have all day to throw.
I think with a rookie quarterback in there, I think this Jets defense needs to show us something that we
Copel, Wilkerson, what's up?
My problem is with that defensive line. I've told this to him. Our nose tackle got injured. Kendrick Ellis. He's
But
probably
y'all got
out.
Pua, right?
Puja's hurt also.
Puja's
also hurt. He's been hurt since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So who's next?
Mike DeVito, and that's the problem.
He's slow.
Yes. The Jets picked up somebody this week. I forget his name. Wasn't it Daniel Muir?
Muir.
Yes,
he's a journeyman.
Yeah, he played for the Packers one night.
Right.
We need somebody big in the middle of the defensive
We
line.
also have that kid Harrison from William Penn. Damon Harrison.
Yeah, Damon Harrison.
Go get Grady Jackson.
We don't have nobody big to like.
Grady Jackson.
Grady Jackson.
Go get
See what
Grady.
the refrigerator's doing.
You're right. Y'all say y'all need some ham in
Might as
there.
well call Warren Sapp. What are you talking?
Wow.
Sapp's let himself go. He's not in game shape.
See, it's just that line, Wilkerson and Copels, they don't have a chance to get to the quarterback because they're being double teamed. Because when you have a nose tackle who only occupies one guy,
It makes it
it makes it a big problem.
Because I'm waiting to hear their names. Like I haven't heard either one of their names.
I've been watching the games and I've been looking for them. And when you see them, they're getting double teamed or they're losing.
So who's behind Copels?
Ricky Sapp.
Who's behind him?
Ricky Sapp.
Because you guys have a rotation, right?
There isn't.
Well, I'm saying we brought him in here as a number one pick. We expect him to start every game.
No, I can dig it, but I'm saying
After
who
him-
was the starter last season?
Last season, it was DeVito, Puja, and Wilkerson. So DeVito would probably be the guy to step in. But DeVito's more of he could be inside or outside.
Yeah.
It's ever changing.
Right.
But Copels is more of we don't have nobody else like Copels on our team.
He's a pass rusher.
Or Wilkerson. You know what I'm saying? And the linebackers also are having a big.
And a lot of what J.J. Watt was doing, he knocking down 3 passes on Sanchez last week. That's what Copels does. Okay, every time I saw J.J. Watts knock down a pass, I was like, I don't know if you saw the sports. They did a sports science with Copels, and he goes like 18 feet up in the air or something ridiculous like that. When he jumps up in the air and puts his arms up, because his arms are like.
Well,
so do you think it's scheme?
I think it was the Houston Texans offensive line.
I think the line did a great job.
They did a technique. If you watch them, they were really cutting down on those guys. So if Quentin Copels had to use his hands, had to bring his hands down to make sure he's not getting cut.
He's not getting cut, and so they can throw.
Yeah, the Texans lost Cushing.
Yeah, the
man, ACL injury. Slauson cut him up. What's up?
Yeah, there's a little controversy there, man. Clay Matthews is a little pissed off, but I don't think it was a dirty play. I don't think it was intentional. But I did think it was
chop block from the back.
It was a chop block. It was a chop block. It definitely was.
What's up, Matt Slauson? Come on, baby.
Matt Slauson, man, he's one of the more talkative guys, so I wouldn't be surprised to hear him come with a little comeback.
Yeah.
Because
I still believe in the Jets. Just before this game, you guys are tied for first in the division.
You picked the Jets last week, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm an analyst, baby.
It was a good gesture.
I know you can't keep the team down the whole damn season.
And you were wrong.
They're not the Browns. I was one play away.
Wrong.
I got texted.
One play away? That was not one play away.
Wrong.
One play away.
Still wrong.
Mike Sanchez gets that ball over the top.
The Carolina game was closer than that game.
Mark Sanchez gets that ball over the top, touchdown.
He submarines it. He's still wrong.
But the Jets have a big issue, man. Everybody's talking about this little T.O. thing. T.O. I'm available. Fuck you, T.O.
T.O.'s not the good best of the available.
I think they should have. I think it should have been a while ago when we should have went for a play. We should have did this in the off season. We're doing this extremely too late.
Paul Warfield. I think he's 72 years old.
Oh my god!
I think he can still do a double move and go post.
I'm ignorant to these old references.
Put Michael Irvin in there if that's the case. Michael Irvin probably still play.
But this should have been dealt with a long time ago. Why didn't we get another receiver? Why haven't we been drafting receivers?
Where's the ever free agent loving Antonio Bryant who tries out for everybody? Is that Antonio Johnson? It's one of the Antonios.
Man,
they try out for every team and they end up getting a free agent contract and they get cut. Antonio Bryant.
I'm straight. What I think the Jets should do, get Plaxico. Try to go get Plaxico.
It only seems like it makes sense. He knows the offense. He's
but
familiar.
Rex is they're against it. One, they don't want to pay the money because Plaxico's asking for a nice little chunk of change. He had a good year.
Well, he had 9 touchdowns.
Jets are really hard to figure out right now because we're actually under the cap.
Go get Ocho Cinco.
That's the weird thing.
Shut the hell up.
The weird thing is that we are under the cap. I believe we're. And
would you get Ocho Cinco on the Falcons?
Yes.
Would you put Ocho Cinco on the Falcons?
Shout out to. Let me tell you something. I just watched the complete season of Hard Knocks.
Who cares?
Chad Johnson was ready.
He was not ready.
Chad Johnson was ready to play ball. The biggest mistake the Miami Dolphins made was releasing Chad Johnson. They're going to pay for that dearly. He looked awesome. this preseason. He ran well. He played well. He inspired the rookies. He was a good presence around the locker room.
You think that this coach has something against him?
I'm mad that Scott is saying this with a straight face. I mean, there's no laughter after it. I was expecting the joke.
Chad Johnson needs to be on somebody's roster, man. I stand behind that.
Wow.
He needs to be on somebody's roster. He can help a team. There's a lot of teams with receiver issues. Jacksonville, Jets, Miami.
I don't think Miami has a bigger problem as people thinking because Devon Best and Brian Hartline have stepped up and played.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're okay. They're better than Chad Johnson.
They can use
Chad Johnson won't return to the NFL.
Wayne Corbett.
He was a famous Jet.
He can still do the,
he can do the
slant.
He still picks up trash for the city.
Wes Welker before Wes Welker.
Right, pretty much. But yeah, we digressed, man. So the Jets, like you said, y'all going out. Y'all got a good matchup this week with the Colts.
I'm not sure. Are we still at home this week? I think that we're still at home. And then after this, we go to New England.
Yep, y'all at home.
We need to get a win out of being at home because for some reason we can't win at home. This is terrible.
Because the fans ain't supporting y'all.
It is.
They don't know. The New York fans just boo whoever they feel like.
Well, they showed a lot of support. They thought it was a well-played game, and I applaud the New York fans because they applauded them when they played.
It's funny because it's like even when they boo, there's a purpose behind the booing. It's like I mean, people really have to analyze New York fans a little more than they give them credit for, because it's like they think, New York fans, they're just gonna be crazy and just scream at anything, even if you do well, they'll boo you.
I'll say this.
No, it's not that.
The case.
It's the fact that, like you're saying, it's so many different reasons for booing, and you have a collection of fans with all different reasons, so it's like a harmonious boo.
They took out Tebow, brought in Sanchez, and you heard boos in the crowd. This whole Tebow thing, I think, has really made this season one of those seasons where it's hard to stay focused.
They need to cut him.
I don't know why they brought him. I think it hurt more than it helped.
You're not going to utilize him, cut him.
There's two words why he's here. Woody Johnson.
But Woody needs to take his Johnson in another room.
He does have two names, Dick. Like Woody Johnson.
Yes, man. Woody Big Dick Johnson.
Sweet Dick Willie.
Oh, man.
No, hey, man, Woody, with your bank account, man, you can call yourself whatever you want, man.
But pick up some players in the process.
But please get
stop by a prison league.
Get a personnel guy, okay? And I mean, I'm not a
don't go to Australia
NFL
picking up a rugby
expert,
player.
So I don't know all the up and coming personnel guys, but they've got to find somebody who can evaluate talent, man. Because Terry Bradway and Mike Tannenbaum ain't cutting it.
What about what's his name? Petine?
Mike Pettin is our
don't he factor in all of this?
Coordinator.
Well, to me, with the defense, I think the defense is totally different because I think that's Rex Ryan. If the defense is playing very bad, that's on Rex Ryan because he's the coach we brought in for defense. I thought that the defense needs to be better. I thought that some of the players that have been drafted in the past few years have been questionable for the Jets. Mm-hmm. I think that some of the free agent decisions have been questionable. If you're going to get the best guy, get the best guy, okay? Yeah. Like a couple years ago, we were going off the Nnamdi Asomugha. We let a lot of good people go. We let Brad Smith leave. We let Leon Washington leave.
Yeah, that Brad Smith one was a head scratcher.
Leon Washington leave. He's still doing well for the Seattle Seahawks. There are a lot of guys that, like, the Jets could use Leon Washington. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. Yeah. Because our running backs suck. Sean Green is nothing I expected.
The Jets can still use John Abraham. Appreciate you.
I am the first to say, I'll say it until I die. Sean Green is the shittiest running back I've seen in the last 10 years.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's the worst starting running back in the NFL.
I wouldn't say the shittiest.
He's the worst. He's the shittiest starting running back in the NFL.
He's having a bad year.
He was the worst last year too.
But the problem is that this is his fourth year. How long do you stay with a running back? Their football
You're supposed
life.
to get rid of those guys. They're not good at 3 years.
Their football life is so short. How long is he going to play?
He's
not going to play 12 years.
Yeah.
So
look at other running backs in.
When's it going to click?
In kind of his position, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are a lot of guys who are doing. Stephen Ridley's coming out and doing better. All right. There are a lot of running backs.
Do you think Sean Green would benefit from a different team?
I think Sean Green would benefit from being off the Jets, and I think the Jets would benefit.
So what kind of? I don't know his running style. Like, is he a one-cut guy?
He's not a one. He's the guy. This is how they describe him, as a workhorse. He's basically the guy who runs batter. He's a battering ram. Keeps hitting that line. He probably doesn't get a lot of yards, but at the end of the game, he's breaking through those walls.
So he's Lindell
Right,
White.
he wears you down, and then in the fourth quarter when you have the lead, he's the guy who's going to put
When
the
you have
hammer.
the lead.
He's going to have the hammer. Yeah.
Fuck.
You can't have that. You have to have that.
Yeah, you gotta do something about that.
I think Bilal Powell is stepping up, and he's becoming the guy who's looking.
Yeah, I've been hearing his name a lot.
But
Joe McKnight isn't a factor?
Joe McKnight is a.
They haven't really given Joe McKnight a chance.
Because he had that
to be a running
return,
back.
that big return last week.
But returning is totally different from just doing a straight up run play.
Right, but that can be acclimated into a screen pass.
Well, that's something.
I mean, I just feel like the Jets are not being creative at all with their offense. With the weapons that y'all have left, even though I know y'all got injuries, I feel like the offense isn't being catered to who y'all have.
Well, I thought that the other day, Clyde Gates showed some things. You know, he showed what he can do.
As fast as he is, he need to be.
But he got hurt. Jason Hill showed that he can get up the slot.
Dropped that fucking beautiful pass.
What's his name? Jeff Cumberland.
Hey, I seen he had 2 catches for 32 yards.
Yes,
What's up?
he caught a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, baby?
He was looking nice. You know, these guys can play. It's all about how they play together, and I don't think that having Mark Sanchez at that quarterback position, you don't have the threat at running back. It makes it very hard for the quarterback to be successful.
In order to have this type of a receiving core, you have to have a very, very accurate quarterback back there. And Sanchez has shown to be very inconsistent. Also, Vinny also saw the thing that I showed you on Jet Blog about Sanchez's tip passes. Okay, in the last 3 years, he's been in the top 3 for tip passes, and he already has 9 tip passes this year. I mean, come on, man. That means the play has no chance of ever, being executed.
It's a dead play. It's right after.
It's a dead play. It's nothing is going to happen.
And it leads to interceptions. There was a tip pass the other day that
two of them. 2 interceptions.
Those are
were
huge.
tip passes.
You know, my whole thing with that is that Sanchez has never been a big quarterback. He's not a tall guy. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Big Ben. He's not a Josh Freeman.
6'1" and
6'1"-ish. You know what I'm saying?
You got to acclimate your game to your height.
And I don't think that Tony Sperano has done a very good job of that. I look for, when I do Mark Sanchez, I want to see play action. You know, I think play action, you have the D linemen, they go down.
Well, Sperano seems like he's stuck in the mud, too. Because I haven't really agreed with the play caller.
Is football so difficult? If J.J. Watt is knocking down his passes, why don't you throw it to the other side of the field?
Well, that's why Sean Payton's a great, because a lot of coaches can't adjust during the game.
During the game.
They go to the game plan and they stick with it. They feel like we worked on this game plan all week, it should work.
I think that you should have...
That's so arrogant to me.
You should have a set of plays, but...
You're talking about the NFL.
Yeah.
You should be able to maneuver, though. You should.
No, I agree. Because that would be me.
Because that's part of being a great coach to me, to be able to adapt to, you got Bill Belichick 23-0 at the half. You know he's going to have something for your ass when he come out of that. You know, when he come out of that tunnel, he's going to have something else. He's going to have another answer and that you're going to have to counter, or else he's going to catch up.
That's why the Saints are 1-4 and not 4-1. Because Sean Payton's not there.
Right.
They would be a whole different team.
And I couldn't believe that people before the season were poo-pooing the fact that their head coach was
feel
like
that
an offensive genius.
I just feel that the defense is not the same that Sean Payton has had before. I mean, the offense is still the same, but that defense is totally
different.
Greg Williams, that loss of Greg Williams.
I was about to say, as much as Greg Williams gets drugged through the mud, he's a great defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, he always has been.
And it works on both sides of the ball. They missing Sean Payton, they missing Greg Williams too. And since we're there with the Saints, how y'all feel about Roger Goodell reinstating that bounty penalty?
Yeah, Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
I'm not an advocate. I'm not a fan. I'm not.
Welcome to my world. My name's Scott. I got T-shirts to sell.
Roger Goodell needs to understand. I never thought the NFL commissioner's job has been stated very wisely about what their job is. You know, I always thought it was the oversight of the NFL, oversight of the league, make sure people are standing up to code. All right, but when you start manipulating that code and start adding these new things, all right, now.
Don't worry about that. You know,
it's okay. You know.
You see, I always saw the commissioner as what everybody didn't see it as. He represents those 32 son of a bitches that own all these teams. He's their rep, and he represents them.
Well,
he represents the kind of league that they want it to be, and he's their cop, and he's their top cop, and he's going to enforce whatever they want.
Well, we need to find Goodell ass.
Well, somebody made a good point. They said that I think Dad said he heard from somebody that they said that if there's a problem, why when they did the agreements and the lockout
CBA,
Why didn't the CBA do
Bring
something?
it up.
Bring it up in the negotiations.
Because their priorities were different. They
Right.
weren't even thinking about that. They weren't anticipating these issues.
Well, but they were already there. These issues were already there. They're already not the bounty thing.
But I was about to say a lot of that stuff hadn't been blown up like it is now.
And in the public, man, they really apparently in the public, there's a really big yearn for safety now. And all these corporations supporting this. All right. No doubt, I'm an advocate of safety, of course. I want things to be safe. But football has been football. People, yes, have gotten.
I damn near don't want to be safe just because of these motherfuckers and the way they making these rules. Just let it be unsafe.
if you can't handle it, it's not the game for you. Go play basketball.
Go play tennis.
Go play
We
racquetball.
need a new Andre Agassi. What's up?
I know, and it's all about. But
It's like everybody's not a boxer because only certain people can handle that trauma.
You see, and that's what I heard on ESPN. That again, if you're gonna complain a year and a half ago when you were in negotiations. But what was more important? Getting more time off in the off season, getting less OTAs, having less time in the weight room,
No cocaine
less time on the
testing.
no more two-a-days.
I mean, I thought the players.
So
had
now
all
they
the
can
leverage
so
even
now they
back
can
then.
go out and get arrested.
Yeah.
So the point is that why
Sit your ass down, Roger.
just shut up because you had an opportunity to take away some of his just negotiated, but they chose not to, and so that's their loss.
I think that Roger Goodell is going to pretty soon step over his bounds, and somebody's going to check him.
Fine. $2 million off the rip. And I want it to come to me. And I'll go buy some NFL.
Watch, man, it's going to be somebody like, I don't know, Tom Brady or something, or Aaron Rodgers, and you're going to get on
Call
the
him
wrong
out,
side.
yeah.
You're going to say, Drew Brees is already a big-time name calling out Roger Goodell. That's a huge name.
Yeah, it's ugly. I wouldn't want to be Roger on his best day. Blowjobs and all. But we're going to keep it moving. I'm going to blow through my teams.
No pun intended.
Right. Definitely no pun intended. The Falcons beat the Redskins last week. The Redskins played an awesome game. It was a very good matchup.
Hey, man, I think that if RG3 would have stayed in the game, who knows?
Lucky, very
Yeah, because,
fortunate. Fortunate.
Who
No,
knows?
hindsight is
fortunate for
2020,
you.
my friend.
No, hey, listen. You have to be good to be lucky. I think it's not you have to be lucky to be good to. For me, it's you have to be good to be lucky. And
Because that defense was starting to play better.
in this
than
case,
that.
not lucky but fortunate because he slammed the shit out of him.
Well, I mean-
and he did it clean as could be, straight up.
Yeah,
Sean Weatherspoon, that was one of the hard. I've never seen a person's head snap back that way. I mean,
Okay,
like
let's
in a
calm
long
all this
time,
down.
man. And I mean, but again, this you keep talking NFL about safety. Shut up. It's a
that shit
collision
out.
sport. It's a
Yeah.
collision sport. That's like trying to be safe in boxing.
Absolutely.
Two men are trying to knock each other's heads off with their fists, but let's be safe about it. Okay? What's safe about hitting each other in the head with your fist?
Yeah.
Okay? It's innate within the sport that there will be accidents. Brian Cushing, I'm sorry. I don't think the Jet, I believe it was Slauson.
Yeah.
I don't think Slauson was like, oh man, let me cut him and hurt him for the rest of the season. He's trying to stop him because he's so relentless for getting to the guy that he's trying to make a play.
absolutely.
He's trying to make a play and block him. Which is difficult because he's Brian freaking Cushing. So he got him in the wrong spot.
But RG3, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
He
He has
practiced.
a bright future.
He practiced the other day, so he's going to be all
That was,
right.
like I said, that was his welcome to the NFL moment.
My whole thing with the Falcons was, I was a great catch by Julio Jones. First off, I saw that live. I thought it was a wonderful catch. Julio Jones looks awesome. I had a problem with the way they're using Michael Turner though.
Okay.
I thought Michael Turner the week before had a great game,
Yeah.
excellent game, and they didn't come back and feed the beast.
Well, sometimes they concern themselves too heavily on scheme and what plays they feel fits better against certain teams. And I think that the plays that worked last week they didn't feel would work this week against the Redskins.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point. My other thing was that the amount of passes. Matt Ryan threw, I think, about 34 passes in the first half.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous amount of passes. I don't think that can last the whole year.
Nah, you got to kind of taper that off, especially for the playoffs.
I think especially if you, to get Michael Turner, keep him going, and then keep Jacquizz Rodgers in the game.
You got to keep that balance.
Yes,
You gotta keep that
I
balance.
think they're a balanced team, and they're not being balanced. They're just trying to be pass heavy, and then
They're excited. You got to calm down. It's kind of, it's kind of like, okay, put the Kool-Aid down. Let's take a deep breath. Because that's what I don't want. I don't want the 3-game collapse It's like, the Falcons have lost 3 straight.
And save it for the Bears and the Packers, too, man. Because, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You got to kind of pace yourself.
Yeah, the 49ers, save some of it, you know, and get that running game back on track.
Yeah, get it back rolling. Right.
My question to you all is, who's going to stay undefeated longest between the two juggernauts, the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans?
Well,
the Falcons don't have to play anybody in the division, so they're pretty much safe there. I mean, the question is,
my whole thing is, who's going to be undefeated longer? I'm not talking about going to have a better record. I mean, I think these two teams can go undefeated for a while. Who do you think lasts the longest? I think that I personally think the Falcons are probably going to last the longest. The Texans have a tough matchup against the Packers.
Yeah, I was about to say the Texans got some big games coming up.
They have some tough matchups, and I think that they'll probably lose one of those.
The Falcons' schedule doesn't really get hectic.
I think the Falcons are going to go to 11-0, and then they're going to lose.
Lose the rest of the season?
No, but they're going to lose the game after.
Yeah, no. And then, honestly, that's a good time to lose.
How far you think?
I'm agree with you. It's between 11 and 12. Because right in there, that's when it gets big. That's when you got Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We got some big games.
Tough games back.
Got some big games in there.
Well, I think no matter what for the Falcons, I expect them to have home field advantage in the playoffs. That's how it's looking.
I expect to be down there on the 50-yard line. I need some tickets right now. AtlantaFalcons.com. Can you sponsor your boy? Truth be told, Real Talk Sports.
We'll do the halftime show.
I had to get that in. I'm sorry.
We'll do the halftime show. Have a wardrobe malfunction. Scott Baker.
I bring my own party supplies. Just give me a dark room with a locked door, no
Juicy
ventilation.
J, man, we'll contact Juicy J for come in.
Juicy J.
I love Juicy.
36, baby.
That just sounds obscene.
Bands to make her dance. Bands to make her dance.
You say no to a wretched pussy, Juicy J.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we gotta get back on task. The Falcons are ranked third in the NFL, 31 points a game for points scored. Matt Ryan was named NFC Offensive Player of the Month.
Yes.
We got the Oakland Raiders this week at home.
No problem.
I think it'll be a good test, but like you said,
my only thing with the Falcons, I want to see how the Falcons bunker down against that run defense. The run defense. Because Dan McFadden could be
D-Mac.
D-Mac. I don't think he'll have that great of a game, but I want to see if
you want to see the test.
I want to see Parade Jerry and Babineau in there. I want to see how they
Absolutely.
Just tell number 56. You see number 20 over there?
Spoon.
That's the boy you need.
Hold on.
Hey, hold on.
And 54.
Stop it, because we talking about Mr. Darren McFadden here. No doubt that the Raiders suck balls. Carson Palmer's terrible.
Yeah, but
Darren McFadden is one hell of an athlete.
Mr. Witherspoon is proving that there was a little more to him that wasn't being
utilized.
Yes. I mean, he was a top 20 pick.
He's looking like all pro, man.
And he is.
Looking like all pro.
And I always felt like, why are they holding him back?
Yeah.
Why are they it's like they're locking the cage. Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to unlock that sucker and let him out.
That's because they were trying to figure out what species it was.
Well, I think that they were trying to find out how to use him with John Abraham. Him having John Abraham helps him tremendously. Only because John Abraham, it frees him up too.
But I gotta say, y'all cannot forget about Stephen Nicholas. He's still the leading tackle. He's playing great,
legit.
And I think
he's his Navarro Bowman.
I was about to say it's been behind closed doors that Stephen Nicholas has been motivating Spoon, like veteran status. Like, look, man, this is what you need to be doing. Because I think he's 2 years older than Witherspoon. Oh, wow. And they said he's been real vocal. They said Nicholas has been, in public, he's reserved. They said behind closed door, he's been real vocal with that defense. So I like that. Shout out to him. Akeem Dent is coming along. I seen an Akeem Dent sighting. He was supposed to be our starting middle linebacker, and they realized that he was not ready for those duties.
Okay.
So he's been being rotated in.
Right.
And he's starting to look. Okay. You're starting to see him I seen him fly across the scheme to make a tackle. I was like, who was that?
You got to ease him into it,
I said,
man.
okay. He's coming along. Mm-hmm. He's coming along. Because, last season he was just special teams. Drafted 3rd round to play special teams. Yeah, so he's evolving. Give him a chance. A shout out. That's pretty much it for the Falcons.
Man. UGA, go for it, man. Knock it out.
Right. Yeah. Come on, baby.
Let's not talk about UGA this week.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. So yeah,
I wanted to give some love.
That's pretty much it for the Falcons. No much more to talk about. No big injuries. Everything is everything. Julio's hand's still healing up, but after last week, I think he's good.
Oh, he's fine.
Detroit Lions had a bye week. Thank you, Lord. They've been taking a lot of heat. They've been like, the Detroit Lions are one playoff season wonder. And,
they're getting into a big divisional matchup with the Vikings.
They got a big game.
Now, this is the time, to me, that the Lions need to show that they belong to be, if they want a chance to win this division. Yeah. If they want a chance to win this division. Because if they lose this game, I don't think they have a chance.
Over. Absolutely. And I mean, it's a lot of key things that I've seen this week. They still have no interceptions. 4 games. No picks.
Javid Best, I've heard Javid Best might
Javid Best may be cleared. He had to take another round of tests. They said he's been looking good.
That's huge to have Javid Best and Michaela Shore back there.
No first half leads in any games yet. They've been in the red zone 9 times. 8 of them were field goals. That's huge.
See, the thing that they used to do last year is just throw it up to Calvin. They can't do it anymore. Quadruple team.
That cover 2 is fucking them. Last season teams weren't prepared for the bevy of receivers. Now they're like, oh, we'll just run cover 2, put them safeties over the top. Yeah. Because last season a lot of people weren't running with 2 safeties. So Detroit was using that. They got tape now.
Well, I think. Do you think, as a Lions fan, that Stafford has any kind of connection with Burleson? Because I really thought Burleson was going to make a big push for the other side.
Well, you know what? He's still technically outside of Megatron our best receiver.
Right.
He's got the most amount of snaps over anybody.
I disagree. I think Pettigrew is actually the second best.
Oh, I'm just talking about numbers wise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Numbers wise, it's still Burleson, but yeah, definitely. Pettigrew is leaned on heavily, especially losing Scheffler. You know what I mean? Because we only really got one tight end active.
Who you telling? We Jets fans, we know.
I really expect a huge game out of Detroit this week. I really do. Because they've been saying all the right things. You know, we got to get back to Detroit football, blah, blah, blah. We've been trying to be good for the media, but we just got to be who we are. If you got to roll that boy up, roll it up. Just don't get caught.
I think I have a bad omen.
Let's hear it.
Alex Karras just died.
Yeah.
The former Detroit Lion, All-Pro, I believe he's a Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken.
12 years.
He's best known for being the father on Webster. With Emmanuel Lewis. And he just passed away, was like 77, and he had, what didn't he have? I think he had some form of cancer and all kinds of stuff. But
he had a lot of ailments.
God bless his family and, the rest. But former Lion, known best for being a Detroit Lion, and it just continues. It's a bad feeling, a bad vibe around the Lions right now.
Man, I think that the city needed a rise up, and people thought the Lions would bring it to them this year, man. And, they might get another hit in the gut.
They have to do it now. It's a gut check, man. Y'all talking and saying everything good, but it's show on Sunday. So I'm gonna be looking forward to. I need to see some plays out of Megatron. He dropped some big balls.
I need to see some big plays out of Mr. Dominican Suit.
Absolutely.
And I need to see Matthew Stafford be more consistent.
Well, I think Matthew Stafford has been, pretty good. He's had problem with drops. All right, he's had problems.
That was the last game big.
Yeah.
The last game, it wasn't Stafford's fault.
He hasn't thrown, like you said, he hasn't thrown any picks in the last 4 games. He looks legit. It's just the fact that he doesn't have the full support around him that he should have.
They look confused. Like the offense doesn't look as rhythmic as it was last season. Last season it was like boom, boom. Now it's kind of like
it was a legitimate NFL offense, and now they're looking like they're still in flux.
Now it's like who? You? No? Okay. It's like we need an identity.
Yeah.
We're trying to implement the running game because that's been helping. Because actually, on the positive side, Detroit has had possession of the ball longer this season thus far than they did last season at this point.
Right.
They've had more balance as far as LaShore rushing the ball and things of that nature. So it's like just got to put it all together.
Right.
It's like we got the running game and the receiving game took a step back.
Now what's their record again? Are they 2-2?
They are 1-3.
1-3. I'm sorry.
1 and an ugly 3.
So I think this is a must-win.
It is. It is a must-win. If you want to make anything out of the season, this is a must-win because you're gonna have They got a lot of tough games on the slate.
They still have a lot of division.
They still got a lot of big games. They got to see Minnesota twice. They got to see Green Bay twice.
Green Bay twice.
Woo! Good luck to them Lions.
Yeah.
And the Bears.
The Bears, the Lions, and the Packers. And 6 games. They have to.
And they're 1-3 right now.
And they're 1-3 now.
Good luck to the Lions, man. All I gotta say is if Stafford and Calvin Johnson,
if they wake up, it'll help.
But I think the Madden curse has already set its fangs in.
I was hoping nobody brought it up. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about it.
It's the curse, man. I think it's the curse.
But he hasn't gotten hurt.
He hasn't gotten hurt, but he's had a bad year.
Everybody with the Madden curse has gotten hurt.
No, not everybody.
Fitz got hurt. Mike Vick got hurt.
McNabb didn't get hurt that year.
But you see,
he just played bad.
Didn't I just say before it has bad vibes as a
Okay. We're going to move on because we are peaking out and we try to be better with our time.
Man, let me get a tidbit about where did y'all want to go with this, man? I don't know where you wanted to go to.
No, we still in NFL. I got to talk about the games coming up this week.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of games.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Oh, yeah, this week.
Yeah, this week. We've talked to our posts. We talked about our teams. We talked about last week. We're going to hit this week.
Let's get those, how we like to call it.
Predictions.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Get to these predictions. We had about 56 minutes.
Oh, jeez, 56 minutes already?
Yeah. Hey, man, I see it as a wonderful thing. People love hearing my voice. So.
Well, they sure do when they're paying 99 cents a minute. They want to get all their money for it. All right, so back to
966.
Hell no.
966.
Mr. Blueberry Cushion
reference.
All right.
Very good.
Thursday night game. You got the 2-2 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling out to Tennessee to the country music state, where the 1-4 Titans are waiting and starving like a Somalian on the block in the summertime.
Man, shout out to Chris Johnson. It's gonna be a tough year for him.
Yeah, man. I'm serious. That's it. Well, when Jake Locker went down, that was it for me.
And Hasselbeck didn't play that bad. He played average. Yeah.
He's serviceable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's an all right backup to have. You know, and
the defense hasn't played to the way.
I don't even know who's on their defense.
I can't name anybody either.
Jovan Hay.
Cortland Finnegan left. I think that was a big toughness thing.
Absolutely.
He's not there anymore.
Now he's with the Rams.
Javon Curse.
What? The freak? He's selling shoes at Foot Locker now. Well, yeah, man. I think it's gonna be ugly because Pittsburgh is getting all their players back. All those injuries. Palomalu's a
Well, I think this is actually a game where they can, if they wanted to, they can rest some of those guys, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, them guys are hungry. And you always want your players to play when they're hungry.
Man, I have the Steelers winning big, 24-3.
Steelers, 28-14.
Steelers, 31-13. All right. Sunday, in our section of the 1 o'clock games, 2-2 Dallas Cowboys head out to Baltimore to play the Ravens, who are 4-1.
What a game! We finally get something that I actually like, man. I mean, I would love. These two teams are big name teams. You know, I think the Cowboys absolutely have a shot still at winning their division. The Ravens just look. I saw a lot of chinks in the armor last week against the Chiefs. You know, I'm going Cowboys. I think this is the time for the Cowboys. This is the time for the Cowboys. You know, they could probably get it together. You know, they need to run the ball with DeMarco Murray, which I haven't seen nowhere near it.
Well, that's because they don't have offensive line.
Yeah, and I think DeMarcus Ware's going to have a field day. I think Joe Flacco.
I need to put DeMarcus Ware guard.
Well, I mean, last week Joe Flacco, at the start of the year, Joe Flacco looked extremely good, and I've seen a steady decline. Last week was he bottomed out to me against that Chiefs offense. I thought he should have put up huge numbers.
You know, Joe Flacco. Flacco is skinny in Spanish, so his name is Joe Skinny.
That boy Joe Skinny.
So Joe Skinny Flacco. Has improved greatly this year. I think he's a Pro Bowl quarterback this year so far. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to for sure, but up until this point, he's looked like the real thing.
He's looked like a taller back.
I don't think they have a chance in hell against the Ravens.
That boy Joe Skinny.
And like I said, there's been a steady decline in Joe Skinny's performance. There has been a steady decline. And I thought last week.
Well, you know, and I'm sure there has been. There's, you know, you have your ebbs and flows during the season, but now he's got to pick it up again. You know what I'm saying? To show that consistency. So I think it'll be like Ravens, like 23 to 10.
23-10?
Like I already said, man, I got the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys winning the squeaker, 17-14.
This is a very hard game to call. I'm going to step out on faith and I'm going to say Baltimore because I like how Flacco's playing. I like how that defense is responded. So I'm going to say Baltimore 21, Dallas 17. Romo's gonna play a good game. We're gonna see DeMarco Murray, and I just got to give a shout out to DeMarcus Ware because Dallas was off last week, but the week before I think I probably seen the best defensive play of the season. Jay Cutler dropped back. They're playing the Bears. Jay Cutler dropped back. A lineman stepped out to get DeMarcus Ware. Spin move.
Spin to the inside.
He spin moved, got rid of him. Somebody else stepped up to fill in. I believe it was the tackle on that side. Rip. Another move. Rip to the opposite side. And all left was a running back. And he just ran over him.